Is that good or bad?
Oh, it's good for you.
Yeah.
Tell me, do you play Monopoly?
I've played it before.
Do you always get the get out of jail card? Do you always store it somewhere because you're just always going to
No, I
need
would
it?
normally pay the money and get out early.
So what did you do tonight?
Are we on?
Go for it. How did you get out of it tonight again?
How do we get out of it? Well, there's an enormous will to win. You look at the guys in the eyes at three-quarter time. They know what we need to do. I thought particularly, let's start with the game. I thought it was an outstanding game. Credit to Ken and the boys. That was the best game that we've been involved in this year, and maybe in the last couple of years. The contest, I love the build-up to it. Like, please don't squash that. I love the banter and the theatre of footy. We shouldn't get precious about comments. I wasn't. I got great respect for Ken, enormous respect for Ken, and I'm in early stages of my career, and I look at him and admire what he's gone through this year and what he's been able to do with this team under adversity. So I think the theatre of footy, we should embrace it. Allow Braden Maynards to just be himself, be authentic. What's wrong with that? Like, that's just him. Well, why would we put that in the box? Go, we better not say that because that might fire the opposition up. Like, come on. Still got to bounce the ball and get to work. So I love that build-up and the anticipation for this game. This was a great game of footy. So, incredible outcome, really.
Talked about the will, I guess that will to win, but I mean, did you kind of look back and look at some of those kicks like Jamie's, like Josh's from, the boundary?
Oh, yeah.
Or kind of just think this is something different?
No, it's a pattern of behaviour for Jamie. But there's just moments, and we want to manage those moments better than the opposition, and we practice it. And you can't practice kicking a goal from the boundary line from 45 metres out, and you're down on the scoreboard. You can't practice that. You've got to do it in time and trust that you've done the work. And funnily enough, we finished the game, and I didn't speak much. I said, "What do you want to talk about?" And they talked about these things, about managing these moments, and being present in this and this spirit. It's an incredible thing to have when you have it. So, we'll nestle in this one. This is a big win.
So talk us about how the game changes from a second quarter where you couldn't score because Port had that forward pressure to one where you just find all those goals at the end. How do you transform it from being locked under their game to actually playing your game?
Yeah, well, this is modern footy. You don't get it all on your terms. That's their version. They get territory and hold it in. They're so good at that, and you can't get it out on this ground. We preempted it pre-game. They played their style and did it really, really well. I gave huge praise to our backs at half-time. I thought they were enormous. They were under siege. Murphy was incredible. His best game for his career in his 50th game. His 1%ers, his spoils, his whatever it looked like. They were under the pump. And I showed some reasons what we could do better to get a bit more territory. Even in the third quarter, we had like one kick to three handballs, and they were three kicks to one handball. Those little things, and they just played those conditions and the ground better than us for those patches, and we just had to hang in there for the fight.
You said it was the best game you've been involved in. Have Port Adelaide, did they make you the most uncomfortable that you've been as a team, I guess, over the last couple of years?
I'm not sure about that, but I just thought it was a great game of footy. There was just high tension and there was big moments. There's a lot of pressure for both teams, and the crowd was enormous, and just sort of nestled in and enjoyed it. It was a great game. I'm sure ratings would have been good.
So if we deal with the banter of the week, being number one in July, do you feel that you are basically better than everyone else?
No, come on, that's a bit silly. Like we're ladder position, yes, but there's so many things. You look at teams. I go back to Port. That admiration for that 14 weeks in a row winning. That's very difficult to do in this competition. Geelong did it last year for 16 and they won it. Like that, it shows you how hard it is to win this thing. We're in the business of qualifying. Right now we've qualified for the finals and we're heading towards qualifying for the top 4, top 2. That's our aim. And until we get that, we'll just keep getting better.
How big is it that it's having people like Steele, like Taylor with all that experience got as well in those kind of big moments, especially in the fourth quarter? Yeah,
there's a clutch moment when you get a fingernail in to stop a mark right in the last minute to play. He marks it. He has a shot from 55. He's a booming kick, that kid. And moments. It's if that's a mark. Who knows what this outcome is and what the storyline is? But there's so many of those little moments that we'll cherish and we'll show and we'll highlight and reward. and take them with us.
It seemed like Craig McRae was also really big in getting you guys coming
Yeah.
back into the game as well.
Yeah, well, they got Pal Pepper, who's a star, and we got Bo, who we love. You know, like, you come to the footy to watch those blokes. They're just fierce at the ball and the opposition. The crowd roars when Pal Pepper gets it. When we're at home, everyone loves it when Bo gets it. So, yeah, they're great. They're great assets for your team.
So where do you think you do get better?
Big pardon?
Where do you think you can get better?
Oh, I thought tonight around our contest to contest we were beaten second and third quarters. Yeah, you pause the screen after a clearance or after congestion, and there was more port players than us. Yeah, we need to get better in that area. That's finals footy, and I thought they beat us convincingly in those parts of the game in the second and third quarter.
They seem to have a pretty good plan for Nick in the first 3 quarters before he's able to influence the game a bit more in the fourth.
Yeah, I'd look. Yeah, I don't know. Every week I sort of make comment about Nick and how good he is, and you know, tonight he did some things for the team that no one would have seen, and it was important for us. You know, go to a selfless role or go to a stoppage and pick up someone else because Drew's going to him or whatever. Yeah, no, he's really important to us. You know, and he kicks a clutch goal when we need him, so he's definitely a really important player.
Is Tom Mitchell okay?
Yeah, we just sort of we're weighing up what we're going to do with Ollie because Ollie can really run, and we needed run in the game. And we sort of thought, well, do we give up a little bit around the clearance and then try to get the ball the outside? And then we ummed and ahed about rucks and ummed and ahed. There's line ball decisions on this. He's really important to us. So I hope he doesn't feel like he's anything other.
Nick started the second half on the bench. Did you find it hard to get him on the ground because the play was sort of at the other end?
It is a bit difficult at times, isn't it? When there's no scoring, it can be difficult. You've got a guy sitting there that he can't get on the ground. And we have talked about some things we can do, but it becomes difficult, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys.